Corporate social responsibility or CSR is a buzzword in business circles today. What does it mean? What are its dimensions? Does it have the potential to transform the relationship between business and society? CSR Friday goes beyond the apparent and tries to understand good practices, impact, and even failures. Today I have Deepa, my very close friend. Deepa heads CSR for PVR. If you look at PVR, and looking at CSR, what are your views about CSR today?
Thank you, Parul, for inviting me on the CSR Friday chat show. It's, I think, one of the initiative and a flagship initiative. PVR's CSR program started off sometime in 2005, and we all were trying to understand that, probably a cinema company, what could it actually do along with its stakeholders, along with its, team, employees and workers. At the time when I had joined and at the time from 2000, it was interesting that at that time it was only supposed to be doing good for the companies.
Yeah.
So companies would take programs which were like a one-time philanthropic community activity rather than investing on a long-term pattern and program. And it's interesting now that the entire paradigm is shifting. It was important for us to identify an issue which was close to almost everyone. And you know that the children of India lack heavily on education, on healthcare, and on support on ground in tier 1 and tier 2 cities. And hence it was very important for us to derive a program which made a lot of sense to stakeholders where we are relating with. So PVR became the hub through the program PVR Nest to relate with its stakeholders, to bring together. And we would actually relate with 100 odd children who are around at risk, to support them and to bring difference in their lives.
So when you look at vulnerable children, how do you work with partners?
Sure.
And partners precisely, I will say civil society organizations.
So we were looking at organizations who had good gender balance, who were able to relate with this program very well, who had the leadership to customize the initiative to what we were looking at. We were looking at certain aspect of credibility within the organizations and NGOs who could take this program to the next level because it's scalable, it can be replicated, and of course it can be taken up at any and every center. So it was interesting that for a partner, a non-profit, a civil society which was trying to engage with us to do the program and to evolve. That journey was always tough because they had to come out from their shell. Yeah. So I think it's an exercise. There are failures, but it's more to do with leaderships who were coming on board, who were taking the initiative as their own cause and getting involved.
That's a good point. I want to really come back to the point of partnerships. When it comes to partnering with not-for-profit organizations, civil society organizations, it's sometimes very, very tough to select the organization, because if your parameters were so strong, looking at the leadership, the processes, systems, all that, were you really, did you get partners to work with? And what were the numbers as such?
So we actually practically work with 150 partners, at a pan-India level through our cinema and film education program. Children at risk, because the Children of India program, which is purely on film education, reach out to 3 lakh children annually with around 300 schools on board. So we require a very huge base of partnership on board, and hence we would actually be aligning local partners to make it. A partnership would have a very strong, very clear mandate of leadership, of basically looking ahead with us, on joining hand in the moment. Certainly the gender part was considered as one very important part, so that we know that there's inclusion which is coming on board. So I think we would always look into these parameters to relate with our large scale programs. But when it comes to something which is to rehab children on street,
just to partner,
then we would look at very specialized partner who's able to look into children who are at risk and who can handle that entire piece very well on ground.
Understood.
So that was our parameter where we would go on ground and see that who could do rehab. And who has the ability to do that entire rehab process, because that is a very difficult program.
Yeah, because you need specialized skills,
absolutely,
specialized organizations
absolutely.
to talk about, to select,
absolutely.
And all that. And it's sometimes that becomes a critical issue.
That's right.
To bring those specialized organizations, and when I'm traveling all over India, in various parts of India, I see that definitely we have civil society organizations available, but it's very difficult for them to see what kind of work or what kind of role they can do with the corporate.
Yes, the issue of relating with business houses is always quite complicated for a non-profit organization or a civil society. See, companies used to earlier would never interact other than they wouldn't get an opportunity to interact with the community at large unless and until they are a service-based companies where they have a lot of feedback mechanism and all. Companies usually operate for their businesses and also have a lot of interaction with their employees, which is what is their entire motivation to be alive and kicking, etc. So it's, I think, it's a very new thing which has come to also businesses to evolve their own CSR strategy, to do this entire assessment on stakeholder analysis. Who are their stakeholders?
Correct.
To identify. It's the other way around too, also for the person who's standing out, which is the NGOs and the civil society, who really now need to, take a dip inside the business, get into that entire piece of how these businesses are operating, look at their challenges.
Yeah.
Now the issues of each businesses are interesting. They're all being challenged by so many other aspects. Company acts are falling on them, compliance are falling on them. Companies like us which have to open one cinemas, you can't believe it, we have 26 licenses which require to open a cinema. So it usually has a very, it's a very strong process to make sure it happens. Somewhere down the line, the partner outside get a dip of what this company is, and then I think they have a good partnership in making this entire piece possible.
Let's talk about impact. What is the impact according to you have had in these last few years now?
So the interesting impact, there are always, when you start a program which has a very, very community approach, which comes under a very strategic, philanthropic way of companies to relate with communities, we would have tangible, which is certainly that the brand has been able to reach out in the most positive way. We have adopted a correct program which has been accepted very well, which is the most intangible outcome of a program. The tangible is this: yes, we have brought our stakeholders together for the first time, that they are all talking with each of us. We have a mechanism of feedback which is coming to us, which is interesting, which is very important, that people have started relating with us. And the third most important is that we have been bringing difference on ground. We've got children who are moving to schools. We have got children who have gone out from here to rehab clinics, which is a very positive outcome of the investment of a program, which we did jointly.
If you have to document in few minutes your failures of the program, it's good for the audience to know that, what they have to be careful with.
Sure. So I think, in terms of failures, we've been pretty lucky. Why? For the simple reason that we've been able to get a lot of support from the management. So I think that's been a great success. But when it comes to failures, I must say that the on-ground activity and on-ground partnership strategy, which is what we wanted to evolve, took a little longer period, for the simple reason that the level of understanding between us and them took even more time to what we would have anticipated to the outcome of the program and so. So I think we would like to really look at, and this is something evolving, so we can't basically say it's part of the failure, because both the stakeholders were getting into something new. So the term would be more on evolution in a positive way. The reason behind, we both were in a different walk. We wanted to get and walk together, and hence that walk took a little more longer time.
Now, if you look at the new act of CSR, what do you see that what your experiences you had, you have done something outside India. Can you bring those experiences to say that, to look at that, summing up the whole process?
Absolutely. It's wonderful because, some of these, external training are really opening up our eyes and minds on how we've been doing our work. We've been doing, and mostly you see that 70 to 80% of the companies in India are philanthropic, for simple reason they wanted, because it's an Indian promoter driven company and they would really like to work on areas which are affecting around them. That comes on a very, very strategic philanthropic initiative. But the way the West has evolved, it's interesting that they have 3 sets of programs. First is very strategic philanthropic program around you. The second is basically re-engineering the business value chain.
Wow.
Which is what we should work towards, where we make sure that our consumers are entering into the best of cinemas, the green cinemas, the eco cinemas, etc.
Linking that learning to looking at the sustainable journey.
Sustainable journey. And then of course the stage 3, which is the most, the dreamt program of CSR, would be ensuring that you create your entire business as sustainable, wherein you're not only producing products which are good for the company, for your workers, but at the same time in return, you're ensuring that your company is completely sustainable with the ways and behaviors which they are into and so.
Deepa, I really enjoyed speaking to you with your enthusiasm to what you've done in PVR. and the PVR, how it looks today, the foundation you have, PVR Nest, and how we really structured the whole CSR, all that. I feel so proud that I know you and you are my good friend. So I feel that, this journey of CSR is taking us to a great new shift from really looking at philanthropy or charity to a new species, I can say, is saying that you will be more responsible companies, and saying that, we'll be investing more in our various stakeholders. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So next week we meet another industry captain to get his take on CSR and its impact on society and business. Have a great weekend. See you again next Friday. Thank you.